Myself Malati in CSC department from Guntur Engineering College. Today I am going to discuss about OSI reference models. So OSI reference models are proposed by ISO. So that is an international standard organization. That's why the model is called as a ISO OSI. So ISO means International Standard Organization. OSI means Open System Interconnection. So this is one kind of reference model because it deals with the connections open systems, that is systems that open for communication with other systems. So here, so in this diagram, in OSI operating system, open system interconnection, so there are total 7 layers are there. So here in this diagram, from sender side 7 layers are there, from receiver side 7 layers are there. So these are here from bottom to top. So first one is a physical layer, data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer, presentation layer, and application layer. So same as it is in receiver side also. So here from source to destination or from sender to receiver, there is a communication medium between both. So that is called a transmission media. So here we'll discuss about a physical layer. So first one is physical layer. So in physical layer, it deals with the transmission of data over the communication channels. So the data will be sent by in zeros, in the form of zeros and ones. So here, so see in this diagram, so how from physical layer, from sender side to receiver side, how the data is going. So basically for data there are two fields. One is address field, second one is data field. So here some example they have taken. So 110, this is the address of the data, and here this entire bits are the data or information. So this is from physical layer, it is going to sender side to the data link layer. So through transmission media. So the data, enter data as it is going to receiver side. So that's why in physical layer completely deals with the data. So that so whatever the data we are sending through keyboard and mouse, so that data is divided or converted into zeros and ones. So that data from physical layer to data link layer it will send. So after that the second layer is data link layer. So here in the data link layer, the main task is it will transmit the data from data link layer to network layer. So that is a third layer. So directly it will send. Here before sending the data, so whatever the data we send from physical layer to data link layer, so that data will be converted into the following format. So this everything will be happened in the data link layer when we send the data from physical layer to data link layer. So in data link layer, first one will be the data will be formatted. So that is called a framing. So that is it will be converted zeros and ones. So those zeros and ones will be framed. So in framing order. So next, so for that data we need to give some physical address. So here we need to see whether the data will be completely sended from sender side to receiver side, whether the flow of data is correct or not. For that here the flow of control will be there. So when we are sending the data, if any errors occurred, if in the data whether the errors are there or not, it will check by error control. So next, accessing control. So whatever the data we are sending from the sender to receiver, whether it is going directly or not, it will check through access control. Next, last one is hope to hope delivery. So whatever the exact data we are sending from the sender to receiver, whether it is accurately sended or not, it will check. That is a point to point delivery or hope to hope delivery. So this entire A to F things will be happened in the data link layer. So that is a framing, physical addressing, flow of control, error control, accessing control, hop to hop delivery. So next one is a third one is network layer. So in the network layer, so see here in the diagram from in data link layer how the data is formatting. See here H2. So this is a address of the data header. So next where it has to transfer or which frame the data is. Some T2 frame. So here from physical to data link layer. So in data link layer the entire data is for framing like this, and again it is going to a network layer. So this is completely from sender side. This sender side data will be going to receiver side. So here the same exact data H2 data T2 frame. So as it is the data is sending from sender to receiver through transmission media. So the third one is network layer. So in the network layer, so it will controls the operations of subnet. So the subnet is the central controller unit which controls the stations. So here a key design issue is determining how the packets are rotated from source to destination. Here some key part will be there. So with for not to hack our data, we'll design some keys, so that security keys based on that keys it will go the data will exactly go to the destination without any errors. So thus data will be goes in the form of packets. In previous network design data link layer, the data will be gone in the form of frames. Here in the form of packets. So here same as it is H3 header. So next data. So the data will be in the form of packets. Again, so the data first it will divided into frames. Frames will be divided into packets. Packets will be divided into blocks. Like small amount of information it will pass from sender to receiver. So this is completely from sender side. This is a receiver side. So the data, whatever the data came from the data link layer, it will convert into the packets in the network layer, and it will send to the transport layer. So again, last the fourth one is transport layer. The transport layer accepts the data from session layer and splits up into small units. So here again, the packets will be split into a small units if needed, and pass them to network layer and make sure that the data reach to the other end correctly or not. If the data is in a small amount, so it is easy to check whether the data is exactly going or not. So and it establishes and detects the connections across the network also. There must also be a mechanism to regulate the following of information so that a fast host cannot overrun a slow one. So see here in the diagram. So from the network layer, whatever the data we got in the form of packets, in transmission and transport layer, again it will be converted into small packets. So see here. So these are total 3 packets. Previously we said H3. So now address changed H4, 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 and previous packets of data changed into some smaller amount of data. These data will be came from session layer. So this is completely from sender side, and this is a receiver side. So here in session layer, so what is going to happen? So this is a fifth layer. Session layer allows the user for different mechanisms to establish sessions between them. So again the data will be converted into sessions. So it is managed to dialogue. Control sessions can allow traffics to do in both directions at the same time or only in one direction. Suppose we are sending the data in smaller amount of size from receiver side to sender side. If any traffic or any disturbances are there, it will be removed by using a session layer. So another session service is a synchronization. So here in session layer, so along with the traffic clearing, it will synchronize the data also. So means it will sessions, it will control the data and it will send exactly to the sender receiver side. So last one, sixth one, that is a presentation layer. Sixth layer, this is here in this layer, it will check whatever the data we sent in that any syntaxes errors or semantics errors are there. So it will check and it will transmit the information. So this presentation layer responsibilities are there. So those are, first one is translation of data. So encryption, that is a conversion of data from one format to another format. See, that is a compression. So it will sessions the or divides the data and it will send exactly to the receiver side. So last one, that is the application layer. So this application layer, it functions or it transmits the files exactly. So that is a front end papers or apps something. So different file systems have different file namings, conventions, different ways of representing text lines and so on. So it will present the application exactly what in what format we send from sender side to receiver side. So this transforming a file between two different systems requires handling these and other incompatibilities.